Hey y'all, real quick, I just wanted to come on and encourage you. Listen, so y'all remember when I posted a while back about exposure is coming, right? Great exposure is coming. And I posted about it, I want to say last year and maybe possibly the year before. And then I posted about it again after Cat Williams did his interview on the Shay Shay show. Okay, so I wanted to come on and just say this real quick because I think it's also very important that you all understand that the reason why exposure is coming and the reason why it's so great and it's here, not coming, but it's already here. Okay. There's a few reasons why. Okay. Because God is calling back all of his prodigal sons and daughters. He's calling them back into the kingdom. Okay. He's calling them back. Okay. And part of this process of coming back to God's kingdom is unfortunately the exposure portion of it. Okay, so this is why we're seeing the great exposure happening all throughout, all over. Okay, there's great exposure happening everywhere, and not just on the higher levels with people who are famous and things of that nature. We're talking about every level people are being exposed. So if you remember the story of the prodigal son and how he demanded from his father that his father give him his inheritance early, and he went out and he not only just basically just destroyed what his father gave him, just wasted it on frivolous things, but he found himself towards the end in a pig pen, basically eating what the pigs were eating. And he realized that his father was a wealthy man, and his father, he lived better when he was with his father than he was living currently in the state that he was in. And if you look into the story and you really think about like the process that he went through, right? He demanded his inheritance early. He got his inheritance, then he splurged it and spent it on all these worldly possessions, and then lost everything. And in the midst of him losing everything, he ended up in the lowest of lowest places, eating out of the pig slough, the food that they were eating, right? And so he had to then humble himself and come back home. And this is the process that he had to go through, right? Which is the same process that a lot of people that are being exposed are going through right now. So one of two things are going to happen. The ones that are called and are already stamped by God as God's child, because listen, when you're born, you're automatically, some of us are automatically stamped as God's children. We're just already chosen. Okay. We may take a longer path to get back to God or remain with God, but we're chosen, period. Like regardless of what path you take to get there, like I said on one of my other videos, whether you take the long route or the short route meaning you follow God's instruction, long route meaning you go and do what you want to do, but still find yourself doing what God told you to do. Okay, let's get back on track. So whether you take the long or short route, you still going to do what God told you to do because you're already chosen and you've been chosen from the beginning of time. But anyway, let me go back to what I'm saying. God is calling his prodigal sons and daughters back to the fold. We need to be praying and staying prayerful because a lot of these people have also obtained worldly wealth, okay? Which also is in alignment with what God has been saying about the wealth of the wicked being laid up for the just. So part of them coming back to God's kingdom, these people who have gained wealth in the world, doing worldly things, and then coming back to God's kingdom, part of that is them having the wealth to distribute amongst God's children. Hopefully this is making sense to y'all, but the process is happening. It's already been happening. And God has already been speaking to some of these people who have high levels of fame that were already sent from the beginning of time as his child. And he's drawing them back in. I want to encourage y'all to stay prayerful because first of all, the exposure is not done. This whole situation with Diddy, similar to Jeffrey Epstein, basically. Like he basically had a list, so does Diddy. Okay? So we need to be mindful and prayerful at this time, because part of this whole exposure that's happening, okay? And they are going to try to stop Diddy's list from coming out. I'm pretty sure, just like they tried to stop it with Jeffrey Epstein's list. But I'm pretty sure, like Jeffrey Epstein, Diddy has somebody else who has a copy of the list. So whether they try to stop it by doing what they did to Jeffrey Epstein to Diddy, I don't know if that's the case. But if they try to do it, the exposure is still going to come, because it's supposed to happen. Because God is calling his children back to his kingdom. The ones that were already chosen and stamped by God. So it's going to happen regardless. Like, the exposure is still going to take place, y'all. It is. And we're already seeing signs of some of the people who hold high levels of fame coming back to God. But we need to pray for them, because they've been exposed to a lot of things while they were out there, okay? A lot of stuff. A lot of wickedness and witchcraft and all kinds of things that they will have to come out of to come back to God. I hope I'm making sense, y'all. Anyway, hopefully this is making sense. But listen, let's stay prayerful, because the prodigal sons and daughters, they're coming back. Period. Like, they're coming back. And bottom line is, they're either going to come back or they're going to choose a different path and have a reprobated mind. It's either or, but they're the ones that are chosen by God. They're going to have to do what God told them to do, or be turned over to a reprobate mind. I mean, it is what it is. So they're going to be coming back, y'all. We just have to stay prayerful and mindful. And let's not be so quick to judge, because some of y'all be so quick to judge. Anyway, let's just stay prayerful. The prodigal sons and daughters are returning, y'all. It's just what it is. And because it's time now. It's time now. This is why all this exposure is happening at such high levels. I hope this makes sense to y'all. But anyway, I love y'all. Y'all know I love you. Now you go out and make it a great day on purpose, and don't you go messing up nobody else's day, okay? But I had to come on and share this with you, because I have been having some interesting dreams lately about things that are going to transpire, and some of it's already happening. But y'all just stay prayerful and be prepared yourself, because you don't know if you're going to be exposed, okay? So just stay prayed up, period. All right? All right, I love y'all. Y'all know I love you. Now you go out and make it a great day on purpose, and don't you go mess up nobody else's day, okay? Love y'all. Bye.